Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Southern Reads Podcast, the show where I talk about books and only books and everything book related. And today I am here to cover another biography. This is going to be kind of our last memoir that we read for a while, slash, we'll have covered on the podcast. The rest of these are going to be more fiction based books, so they'll be able to have a little bit more of a scripted, more to talk about. But we are back with another memoir. Last episode, we talked about All You Can Do Is Pray by James Spann. Well, today we're going to talk a little bit more about his biography, and we are going to cover Weathering Life by James Spann. This is a memoir autobiography about the chief meteorologist's life from when he was a kid to his first few careers as a meteorologist till his present day role in the meteorology world. The book was very kind of self-explanatory. It's not too overdone when it comes to plot details and everything. It's very simple, very straightforward. Uh, but of course, I like to always talk about the cover of the book first. So the cover essentially is just kind of a headshot of the author. It's one of his more iconic poses that he does. And in the background, it's set across a stormy sky with some trees along the lake. And then at the very bottom, where his name and the name of the book is, it actually shows radar, Doppler radar of a signature that looks like a tornado that is going heading for some city or town. So the cover, it's nothing really too special, but it is a very interesting read and or it's a very interesting cover too. I really like the cover. It kind of showcased the author. So again, this will be another very short episode because there's not really much to talk about when it comes to biographies. Um, but there are some things to note. He does kind of go from childhood to teenage years, college years to his first few gigs, and then kind of goes into talking more about some of the weather events that he's worked with in his career. The chapters are not very long either. They're fairly short. One thing that is really interesting about this book is that the pages are not numbered, which is very interesting to see because usually for most books they have kind of a numbered style. Every page is numbered off in a way. This one doesn't. From looking on Goodreads, I have come to find out that it is 186 pages, which is not very long. It's a very short read, but the book was was pretty good. There was some things in here that I had not known about the meteorologist. Of course, he's from Alabama. I'm from Alabama, so I kind of grew up on him for doing the news. There were some things in there that were some shocks to hear, some interesting things to hear. But others I was like, "Well, I've known him since I was little, not a surprise to me." So, the book really doesn't have a lot of memorable moments. He does instead of, talk about tornadoes, he does talk about winter storms, hurricanes, tropical storms that he's covered as well, so it's not focused fully on tornadoes. He does include pictures. There are pictures throughout the book as well. Some of the pictures kinda highlight his days when he was younger, kinda share some prolific moments in his career. So there are some graphic images in here that I will say are graphic, so kind of a content warning. There is some graphic images in here, but very there's no blood that's shown. One of the things that I really do like about this book too is that it doesn't it gets to the point. So, yeah, all in all, again, this is gonna be a very short review because I don't have much to go off of. So to give my review, if you like memorable memoirs and you love reading about someone, this is kind of the book for you. Other than that, it's a very straightforward book, nothing too special. It's nice to kind of see some of the pictures of what he's been through in his life, learn more about what he's been through and about just some of the events that he's gone and done. So yeah, other overall, pretty decent book. I give it 4 stars. And the reason why I'm giving it 4 stars is because there were parts in the book that were a little drawn out. It kinda got a little, like, speed along a little bit, so that's why it's gonna get 4 stars from me, but again, it's a really good memoir. I highly suggest that you read it and just learn more about him. Um, but I appreciate you all so much for tuning into this week's episode of Southern Reads, and if you are interested in finding the book, it's available on Amazon, Audible, paperback, as well as audiobook as well. It's on Apple Books. I saw just for the audiobook though. You can find more about it on Goodreads as well, and you can also get it through the Request Publishers thing. And I will put links to where you can get the book, of course, and places where you can purchase it and listen to it as well in the description box below. Feel free to follow the podcast on the socials. You can follow me on Instagram and TikTok at southern.reads. You can also follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at Noah's Podcast. You can also check me out on Goodreads, Fable, Margin, Storygraph. I'll put links to those in the description box as well. So feel free to follow me on there so that you'll get a little bit more in depth to see what I have coming up to read, what I am reading, past books that you can find out that's going to be covered on here. So feel free to check those out. I don't know if I mentioned it in last episode, but I am now on Podmatch. So if you are a member of Podmatch and would like to be a guest on my show, feel free to message me on Podmatch of wanting to be a guest. Actually, our next episode is going to be my first guest, which I'm very excited for. So the next episode that comes after this will be a guest, and then after that interview episode, we will then move on into the first series on the channel. To kind of give you a hint, it's a young adult dystopian novel series. It's 3 books, it's a trilogy, and it focuses on a society, and that's probably as far as I'll go. But yeah, I appreciate you all so much for tuning in today's episode. If you enjoyed it, feel free to subscribe so you get notified when new episodes come out. Check out my website, noahspodcast.com, to learn more about the show, as well as to find other information about the Southern Reads and more about the podcast. And other than that, I have nothing else for you guys. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this episode. And if y'all did, hope y'all see you in the next episode. Y'all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you on the next episode of Southern Reads.